Good morning, Mr. O'Donnell.
Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
I'm doing good. This is Judge Walker. What are you checking in on?
Joe Chambers.
Is your client in custody?
He is, Judge, and I'm going to refer him to the Forensic Center for Criminal Responsibility. They are expecting him.
Okay.
And one other matter, Judge.
All right, well, I'm not having any ex parte communications. Who's your prosecutor? You have a special prosecutor?
I don't know who the prosecutor is.
Okay.
But this isn't ex parte. It's more in the nature of a question. As I look over today's Third Circuit Court, it said that Joe Chambers is also up today at 1 p.m. on docket C. And I, of course, from the beginning, I believed Joe Chambers was to be in front of you today.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to tell you, Mr. O'Donnell. If Mr. Chambers is in custody,
Yes.
that is the reason why he's on the, you know what, hold up. I'm not sure why he's on the C docket, because if the case is assigned to me, he should be on my docket.
Right, that's what I'm thinking.
All right, so we'll let the jail know, okay?
Thank you very much. I will, should I come back in about 10 minutes or something?
No, I'm going to put you in the waiting room. We'll bring you in. We're ready to call the case.
All right,
Jail
thank you.
um,
I'm going to mute right now, Judge.
Okay. Is having trouble. They want to dial straight in, and I was trying to explain to them. Well, they should have talked to Mary. Yep, that was Amber, and she's trying to ask me for a dial number. I told her go to the website. Just like Mary directed her. Good morning, Mr. Hamoud. What are you checking in on, sir?
Good morning. I'm here on Concepcion Ledesma.
All right, we're going to put you in the waiting room until you're ready to call your case, okay?
Thank you.
Good morning, Ms. Bird. Are you my court reporter today?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Okay, if you can kindly turn your video off for me, since we'll be live streaming and no one really needs to know that you're at home or in your office, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Hopefully we'll be getting started very soon. We're just waiting on the jail and some other attorneys to check in.
Okay.
Your Honor, Ronnie Strong checking in on Terrence McDonald.
Okay, we're going to put you in the waiting room until you're ready to call your case. Your prosecutor has checked in.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I'd like to check in on Eleanor Corsby.
What's the last name again, Mr. Collins? Good morning.
Good morning, Corsby.
Is that the last name?
Yes, Eleanor.
Oh, I see it. Okay. Is she in custody or out on bond?
She's out on bond. She should be joining. I'm hoping she's going to join the video soon.
All right, I'm going to put you in the waiting room until you're ready to call your case, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
morning, Mr. Winters.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, what matter are you checking in on today?
I'm here on Mr. Edwin Gonzalez, who's also present.
Okay, I'm gonna put you in the waiting room until you're ready to call your case, okay?
Thank you.
Shealy, Shelee, Beard, Beard. No.
All right. Turn me in there.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And who do we have?
Anthony Watson.
Okay, Mr. Watson.
Yes, ma'am.
I have you checked in. Good morning, Mr. Charles.
Good morning, young lady. How are you this morning?
I'm fine, yourself?
Great, thanks. I'm checking out on Mr. Andre Jones on one of his cases.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Shard, I'm gonna put you in the waiting room until you're ready to call your case, okay?
No problem, Your Honor. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Mr. Watson?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this is Judge Walker. I'm gonna put you in the waiting room until we have the attorneys, okay?
Okay.
Mr. Thomas? Mr. Thomas? That's one I was trying to.
Okay, we never got it, and I contacted all the operate, all
Well,
the.
they sent an email. We're trying to open it. We're having issues opening it.
Oh, okay.
Did you speak to Mrs. Robinson?
Yes. She, applying,
Yeah, reach out to Ms. Nuccio so we can find out where she's at. All right, good morning, Mr.
Good morning.
I'm gonna put you in the waiting room.
Yep, I see your picture in the middle.
I'm gonna put you in the waiting room until you're ready to call your case.
Okay.
good morning.
Good morning, Judge. Hold on, I'm hitting. Is that better? Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Vivian.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Coleman.
Good morning.
All right, what matter are you checking in on, ma'am?
Emmanuel Franklin. I believe Ms. Gaten Robinson checked me in. I'm the co-defendant.
Yes, she did.
Is your client in custody?
He's out.
Was he notified of today's hearing?
Yes, does he, he's on standby. Does he need to be on in the hearing?
He does.
Okay, I'll have him
All right.
log in.
We're gonna put you in the waiting room until we're ready to call your case.
Okay.
Good morning. This is Corporal Darisaw from Division 1.
Good morning.
Good morning. We're going to have Mr. Chambers and Miss Brickley.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. You're very welcome. Thank you.
Your Honor,
Yes.
with regards to Mr. Hicks, Rebecca, Ms. Coleman and I are co-counsels. I've had no contact with Mr. Hicks. I am going to see, I'm about to give Ms. Coleman a call and see if her client has contact information for Mr. Hicks. The information that I had, I never got a response from.
Okay, I'm putting you in the waiting room. Ms. Coleman's already checked in.
Thank you.
Trying to get all these folks safe and sound. There's a Division 1 on the best 2 of them.
Good morning, Mr. Humphreys.
Good morning.
All right, what matter are you checking in on, sir?
I'm not. I'm just dropping in to check out the things going on. That's
All
all.
right, well, I suggest you go to the court website and watch it on YouTube.
Okay. All righty.
Anything on my docket, sir?
All right.
Did you talk to Miss? No. Good morning, Mr. Thomas. Good morning, Mr. Thomas. You're in the waiting room. All right, who is Jack? Good morning, Mr. Turner Hachi. What are you checking in on, sir?
Jamie Williams, Your Honor. Competency?
All right, I'm gonna put you in the waiting room until we're ready to call your case, okay?
Understood. Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Bickert.
Good morning, Your Honor. Sorry about the video. Have it up in just 1 second.
All right, what matter are you checking in on, sir?
Lorenzo Thomas, Your Honor, calendar conference.
Okay, he has
And Mr.
checked in.
I was just going to say, Mr. Thomas, I believe, is in.
it looks like he is out. He checked in, so I'm gonna put you in the waiting room until you're
Right, that's what I
ready.
meant. I think he's in the zone.
Right. I'm putting you in the waiting room until you're ready to call your case, sir. This is as opposed to meet your
Did, who for, Ledesma, did he check in? For Ledesma, the city?
Yes, Mr.
Okay, I didn't
Hamud.
see that. Okay. Strong checked in for?
Yes. We're just missing Mr. Clements. Ash. I think that's it. Only these people. All right, so if anyone calls or questions to connect, they don't go to Mary, because we'll be on the record shortly.
Okay.
Otherwise. Good morning, Mr. Carter.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, what matter are you here on, sir?
I'm on two matters, Your Honor. I'm on St. Nicholas Brown, and I believe I'm on Anthony Watson.
You're a counsel for those two individuals?
Yep, APA.
Oh, you're the prosecutor.
Correct, Judge.
Mr. Carter, now I see your face. Okay.
You got it, Judge. And good morning.
Good morning to you. So you said Watson and Brown?
Yep, correct, Your Honor.
All right, we're gonna put you in the waiting room until we're ready for you, okay?
Sounds good, Judge. Thank you.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes.
Can you give me your name, please, for my notes?
Shannon
Shannon.
N. Walker.
Thank you.
All right, so let's see here. All right, put Mr. Gonzalez in the waiting room. I don't know who Jackie is. Wilson.
Vivian, could I trouble you to send me a PSI? I touched base with Mary on Friday and she wasn't able to open the file.
So neither are we.
Neither are we.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right, so Ms. Nicia, you tell us what matters are you on, ma'am?
Yes. Betancourt
Okay.
Chamber. I'm sorry?
Start over, I couldn't hear you.
Betancourt. Wilfredo Betancourt. Joe Chambers. Eleanor Corsby. Tyler Davis. Emmanuel Franklin. Edwin Gonzalez. Gregory Hicks. Andre Jones for the pretrial, not the sentencing. Conception Ledesma. And Del Renzo Thomas.
So you have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A total of 10 matters?
Yes.
Good morning, Mr. Franklin.
Yes, yes, I do hear you.
Okay, I'm gonna put you in the waiting room until the court is ready to call your case, okay?
Okay, I'm at work right now. Do you know how long that'll be?
It'll be a minute. We're getting ready to start
Okay.
calling cases in a couple of minutes, so just bear with us, okay?
Okay.
Do you have all your files?
Yes, I do.
Rock and roll. Good morning, Mr. Anderson.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you today?
Doing good, sir. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well, doing well.
All right, what matter are you checking in on?
None, I'm just monitoring, I'm just learning today.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna put you in the waiting room. I suggest you go to the court website and you can watch it live on YouTube.
That's fine. I'll just watch it live. Thanks, Judge.
Okay.
Have a good day.
You too. Hope you had a wonderful Father's Day.
I did.
Good
Didn't have to
see
do
you.
no work. I'm all right.
I know that's right.
All right. Take care now.
All right, do we have almost have everybody, right? Okay. Let's see who is Carrington. Do we have all court files?
Yes, I do.
Right. Before we get started, can you ask Mary to reach out to probation so we can get that other PSI? You gonna try to work out?
Yes.
We're gonna bring in Mr. Winters and Mr. Gonzalez. Oh, Mr. Winters, he's on the toilet. Oh. Did you see that? No, apparently he realized he turned his camera on. All right, Ms. Beard, we're gonna get ready to start calling cases. Are you all set over there?
I'm all set, Your Honor.
Now I'm gonna put you on mute because sometimes that interferes with the feedback in the courtroom, okay?
That's fine.
Rock and roll. Good morning, Mr. Winters.
Morning, Your Honor.
All right, we have Mr. Gonzalez. As soon as he unmutes his mic, we're gonna call your case, okay?
Perfect.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, do you have video capacity on your phone?
Due to the low quality of the service, no, I don't, ma'am.
Okay, we're getting ready to call your case, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
This is case number 19-008337. People of the state of Michigan versus Edwin Gonzalez. This is scheduled for a pretrial. Appearances for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Danielle Nutrio, P79545 on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Honor. William Winters, P35975 on behalf of Mr. Gonzalez.
Good morning, counsel. Good morning again, Mr. Gonzalez.
Good morning.
Can you please state your first and last name for the record, sir?
Edwin Orlando Gonzalez.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez, do you understand that you have a right to be present in the courtroom for today's proceedings, sir?
Yes.
Are you waiving your right to be physically present in the courtroom?
Yes.
All right, this matter is scheduled for a pretrial this morning. Ms. Nuccio, is there an offer on the table?
There is, Your Honor. It would be for Mr. Gonzalez to plead guilty to count 1, carrying a concealed weapon. That is a 5-year felony. The people will dismiss counts 2, 3, 4, and 5, and that is with a sentence agreement of 2 years of probation with the first 90 days served in the Wayne County Jail.
Mr. Gonzalez, did you hear the people's offer, sir?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Winters?
Your Honor, we anticipate taking advantage of the prosecution offer, although we would expect we might be able to fine tune some parts of that plea agreement. But in any event, Your Honor, we respectfully ask that the matter be set for a final conference at the court's convenience. We'd like to be there live because we'd like to be there live for purpose of the plea.
All right, well, Mr. Winters, the best I can do is give you a date. I have no control of when they're going to open the courthouse to the public, sir.
Understood.
All right, how about a final conference date on Thursday, August 27th?
Works for the people, Your Honor.
That's perfect, Your Honor.
Is there anything else on the record before we close?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. We'll be in touch immediately, Mr. Gonzalez. So long.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day.
You too.
You too, Mr. Gonzalez. Let's see. That's a 2-bagger, right? Yes. Are they both in this one? Okay. Yes, it's right. You bring those parties in, okay? Okay. Ms. Nuccio,
Yes, Judge.
preparing to call the Franklin and Hicks matter next.
Thank you.
Mr. Hicks?
Ms. Coleman just texted me over a number. I'm gonna give him a call right now.
All right, we were preparing to call your case, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put you on the waiting room. We'll go ahead and take care of Ms. Coleman, because her client is at work right now.
Okay, thank you.
This is case number 20001559-01. The people of the state of Michigan versus Emmanuel Franklin. This is scheduled for a pretrial. Appearances for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Daniel Nuccio, P79545 on behalf of the people.
Hey, good morning, Your Honor. Coleman on behalf of Mr. Franklin, P74254.
Hi, good morning. Mr. Franklin,
Good morning.
can you state your first and last name for the record, sir?
Emmanuel Franklin.
All right, Mr. Franklin, do you understand that you have a right to be physically present in the courtroom this morning, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you waiving your right to be present in the courtroom for today's proceeding?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this matter is scheduled for a pretrial. Ms. Nuccio, is there an offer on the table?
There is, Your Honor. It would be for Mr. Franklin to plead guilty to count 1, felon in possession of a firearm. That is a 5-year felony. And count 2, felony firearm. That's a mandatory 2 years imprisonment service consecutive. And that is with a sentence agreement of 1 year to 5 years plus 2 years in the Michigan Department of Correction. And I did let Ms. Coleman know gun board is meeting if Mr. Franklin would like to have their consideration of a different offer.
And Your Honor, I was not aware of the offer, but I did speak with Ms. Nuccio about the gun board, and I have the documents in the letter to sent to Mr. Surma.
All right, Mr. Franklin, did you hear the people's offer, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Coleman, would you like for me to schedule the matter for a final conference?
Yes.
When will you be submitting your letter for consideration?
This week, Your Honor.
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Trying to look at my document. How many matters do we have scheduled on the 30th? Okay, the court is looking at Thursday, July 30th. Is that a good day for the court?
Works for the people, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor, that's a good day.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there anything else we place on the record before we close?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right, bond continue. Take care, Mr. Franklin.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. You too.
Good morning, Michelle. What matter are you checking in on?
Why is it not? This phone is really getting on my nerves.
What case are you checking in on? Michelle, what case are you checking in on? Chambers. Mr. Chambers. If he's at Division 1, we're bringing Mr. O'Donnell, who's representing. Good morning, Ms. Jones. What matter are you checking in on? Good morning, Ms. Jones.
Good morning.
What matter are you checking in on?
My son, Javante Robert Wiley.
All right, what you want to do, ma'am, you want to go to the court website and watch it live on YouTube, okay?
Okay, so just go to the court website, 36th
Yep.
District.
No, ma'am, Third Circuit Court.
Okay, and do what with it?
You want to look for the criminal daily docket. This
Uh-huh.
is docket A, and click on the YouTube option.
Okay, so go to YouTube and did it.
Go to the court website.
Okay.
Look for
Go
the
to the
criminal division. It's going to say daily docket criminal or something like that. Click on there and you're going to see it's 4 options. I am presiding over docket A. There's going to be an option right next to it that says YouTube Live. Click that option. We have yet to call Mr. Wiley's case this morning. Chambers. Yes. Read it, Division 1, we're ready for Mr. Chambers. Do you have a number for the jail?
Madam Clerk,
We're ready for Mr. Chambers.
this is Division 2. This is Corporal Gregory. We're actually in the process, we're doing Mr. Williams, Brown, McDonald, and Wiley. So we're in the process of getting them right now. We're having trouble with our transport.
Okay, and this is Division 2.
That is correct.
You said you have Williams, Brown, and Wiley?
Well, we'll be having Williams, Brown, McDonald, and Wiley. We'll be getting them momentarily.
Okay, I'm gonna put you in the waiting room until you're ready, okay?
That sounds good. Thank you very much.
I need to find other.
Williams, Davis, and who?
Brown. Don't, Vivian. Oh, so are they sharing cameras? Oh, here we go. Let's see if it's this one.
Division 1,
Yes, ma'am.
you have, we're ready for Chambers.
Ms. Chambers, you can, Mr. Chambers, you come and step up.
Good morning, Mr. Chambers.
Good morning.
This is case number 20002327. The people of the state of Michigan versus Joe Chambers. This is scheduled for arraignment on information. Appearances for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Danielle Nuccio, P79545, on behalf of the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. James O'Donnell of the Neighborhood Defender Services, P42585, on behalf of Mr. Joe Chambers. Good morning, Mr. Chambers.
Good morning.
Judge, I'm going to be asking for a referral to the Forensic Center on the issue of criminal responsibility for Mr. Chambers.
Good morning, counsel. Good morning, Mr. Chambers.
Morning.
Can you state your first and last name for the record, sir?
Joe Chambers.
All right, Mr. Chambers, you have a right to be physically present in the courtroom for today's proceeding. Are you waiving your right to be present, sir?
She just.
Did
Judge,
you hear my, sir?
Oh, no.
All right, you have a right to be physically present in the courtroom. I'm asking you, are you waiving your right to be physically present this morning for today's proceeding, sir?
No.
All right, I understand that the court is conducting hearings virtually due to Corona, COVID-19. And this morning you're appearing virtually. Are you saying that you wish to be physically present in the courtroom, sir?
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Chambers, you know, the last few court appearances we've had have been like this on Zoom. And you were okay with those appearances when we appeared in front of Judge Giles. Are you saying you no longer want to appear by Zoom in front of a judge? All she's asking you is, can we do what we're going to do today this way on Zoom? Are you okay with it?
Yeah.
All right.
So you understand, Mr. Chambers, the reason why we're conducting hearings virtually is because of health issues and the coronavirus. Do you understand that, sir?
Yeah.
Okay.
Judge, with respect to with the arraignment on the information, I'd waive the formal reading of the information, stand mute to the charges, unless the referral must precede that.
All right, the court will enter a not guilty on behalf of your client. And you're asking that Mr. Chambers be referred to the Forensic Center for competency, Mr. O'Donnell?
Not competency, criminal responsibility.
Criminal responsibility only.
Yes, yes, Judge.
All right, Ms. Nuccio, is there an offer on the table?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
All right, so what I'll do is this, Mr. O'Donnell. Give you a final conference date. Let's see. Now it's Thursday, August 27th.
Just a moment. I'm sure it'll be fine, but
And that works for the people.
did she say August 22nd?
Yes, sir.
August 22nd on my calendar is a Saturday.
Well, apparently you're looking at the wrong calendars. I'm looking at August 27th, 2020. It's a Thursday.
Oh, 27. I got it, Judge. Thank you. 8/27.
All right, Ms. Nuccio, are you able to not fax, you can email a copy of the investigator's report to Vivian so she can forward it to the Forensic Center?
Absolutely. I'll do that after our court hearing this morning.
Or is there anything else we need to place on the record at this time?
Not at this time. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
I'll see the parties back on August 27th.
Thank you.
Mr. O'Donnell, do you have anything else on my docket, sir?
No, Judge, I do have a matter on docket C at 1 o'clock, but I'm done here today. Thank you very much.
All right, take care. Good to see you.
Yes. And Ms. Nuncio?
Yes, Mr. O'Donnell.
I think the Forensic Center already has a copy of the investigator's report because he was found incompetent about 4 times in a row.
I see that. Yeah. I'll still
All right.
send it just in case, but thank you.
All right, good morning, Mr. Hicks. Hicks. Good morning, Mr. Hicks. I'm bringing in Miss Robinson. Good morning, Mr. Hicks. Can you hear me, sir? Good morning, Mr. Hicks. Good morning, Mr. Hicks. All right, Mr. Hicks, nod your head if you can hear me, sir. Can you hear me? Good morning, Mr. Hicks. Mrs. Robinson, are you able to send a text message to your client to find out what's going on his end for us?
I know that he just downloaded the app. He was not familiar with it, so I'll send him a message right now.
Okay. Good morning, Michelle. What matter are you checking in on, ma'am?
Doubt that. The guy's name is Louis Davis III. I'm the mother of Antoine Esther's Doubt that.
What's the defendant's name again?
Louis Davis III. He was supposed to have been there Friday, but my family African called and said he'll be arraigned today.
Okay, are you a family member?
I'm the mother of the guy he killed.
Okay, so, and I am sorry for your loss. What you want to do, Michelle, only because I can't see your last name to address you properly, you want to go to the Third Circuit Court website, look for the Daily Docket Criminal Division. Next to Docket A, you want to hit live stream. You want to watch it on YouTube Live.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. You have a good day. Take care of yourself.
You too, bye-bye. Uh-oh, wait a minute, how I do this?
Good morning, Mr. Hicks. Can you hear me, sir?
Your Honor, he's responding. I can hear him responding to you. He can hear the court. Mr. Hicks, can you hear the court?
Yes.
The best I can do, Your Honor, is put him on speakerphone in my phone if you want to allow that.
Okay, that's fine. We're going to call your case now, Mrs. Robinson.
This is case number 20001559-02. The people of the state of Michigan versus Gregory Hicks. This is scheduled for a pretrial. Appearances for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Danielle Nutrio, P79545 on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please this honorable court, Attorney Phyllis Gayton Robinson, P71733 on behalf of Mr. Gregory Hicks, who does appear via Zoom. Mr. Hicks, can you state your name for the record?
Gregory James Hicks.
All right, good morning to you all. This matter is scheduled for a pretrial this morning. Ms. Nutrio, is there an offer on the table?
Not at this time, Your Honor. Ms. Gayton Robinson can apply to the gun board if Mr. Hicks is interested in one.
Your Honor, I will prepare a gun board petition. Mr. Hicks has been greatly impacted by COVID-19. He lost his mother, so it's been a lot going on. He's going to attempt to get the information and documentation to me so that I can petition the gun board as soon as possible.
Very well. Mr. Hicks, do you understand that you have a right to be present in the courtroom today, sir?
Yes.
Are you waiving your right to be physically present in the courtroom?
Are you waiving your right to be physically present in the courtroom? Or are you okay with not standing in the courtroom and doing this over Zoom?
Yes, I'm cool.
Okay. All right, Ms. Robinson, I gave the co-defendant and your co-counsel a final conference date of July 3rd. Is that sufficient time for you to submit your letter to the gun board for consideration?
You said July 30th or 3rd?
July 30th.
Okay. That should be a good time, Your Honor.
All right, is there anything else we need to place on the record before we close?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, we'll continue. Take care, Mr. Hicks.
Thank you.
Mrs. Robinson, do you have anything else on my docket this morning?
No, Your Honor.
You take care.
You too.
Good to see you.
Same here.
All righty. Let's see if we can get. All right, that division one already for Ms. Brentley.
Division. Good morning, Ms. Brentley.
Good morning.
All right, we'll bring the attorneys in.
Hello, Ms. Brantley? Okay, so you're gonna have your hearing today. I thought we were in a breakout room. I didn't get any warning, so I apologize.
Oh, that's okay, Ms. Diallo. Would you like to go into a breakout room with your client prior to the court calling the case?
Yes, just for a minute or two, please.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to do this for the second time, so bear with me, okay?
Okay.
All right, Ms. Brantley, the court's going to attempt to put you in a breakout room so you can speak with counsel, okay?
Okay.
You got on video now. What's your name? Can you hear me?
I didn't know if you answered a call.
were you able to speak to your client?
I was. Thank you so much for that accommodation.
Let's try to get the prosecutor back in, okay?
Okay. Who's here?
Right, are the two of you ready for the court to call the case?
Yes, please.
Yes, Judge.
This is case number 200007. The people of the state of Michigan versus Gabrielle Brantley. This is scheduled for a pretrial. Appearances for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Mike Glenn for the people. My P number is 77516.
Judge, good morning to you and your staff. Lillian Diallo, P52036, on behalf of Ms. Brantley, who is present by Zoom video.
All right, good morning again, counsel. Good morning, Ms. Brantley.
Good morning, Your Honor.
You can please state your first and last name for the record.
Gabrielle Brantley.
All right, Ms. Brantley, you have a right to be physically present in the courtroom for today's proceeding. Are you waiving your right to be present in the courtroom?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, this matter is scheduled for a pretrial. The court had to adjourn the trial due to COVID-19. Mr. Glenn, is there an offer on the table?
Not at this time, Judge.
Are the parties asking for a final conference date?
Yes, Your Honor, and I did file a motion for bond. I don't know if you see it.
Yes, I have your motion as well as the prosecutor's response.
Okay, thank you.
All right, do you anticipate filing additional motions in this matter, Ms. Diallo?
I may, Judge. I need to really sit down with Ms. Brantley. I do know the prosecutor and I are working very hard on this case, Judge. Here.
The court is looking at Thursday, August 6th for a final conference date. Is that a good date for the two of you?
Just one second.
August 6th.
Yep, that's fine, Judge.
Judge, that appears to be a good day for me as well.
Okay. Now, my hope is that we'll be up and running by August. If not, I may have to adjust that date to a day when I am able to hold in custody matters, okay?
Okay.
Thursday is my assigned docket day.
Okay.
All right, the court is ready to hear arguments in regards to bond. Ms. Diallo?
Thank you. Thank you, Judge. Ms. Brantley comes before the court. She is charged with homicide. We do understand that's the highest thing you can be charged with. However, she is pretrial status, and pretrial status with COVID-19, a heart condition. She had open heart surgery. She hasn't had the ability to get to her cardiologist as she's supposed to, and asthma, chronic breathing problem, and take that with the anxiety that she suffers from. Judge, it shouldn't be a death sentence in waiting for your trial or your day in court. Certainly, there are conditions that could ensure that Ms. Brantley would not be a detriment or harm to society and assure her appearance in court. The last time we were in court was in June. Because of a physical manifestation, Ms. Brantley could not be present for that court proceeding, Judge. And so with that, we are asking for a bond. These are extraordinary circumstances. As of right now, the jail population it was like at 8:15, it's steadily upticking. And they keep telling us that they are socially distancing. That does not appear to be the case over in the jail. I do know they get masks that they have to wear for 2 weeks at a time, the surgical mask. There's not been the cleaning, the disinfecting, and I'm not saying it should be a club or it's clean as a house, but for God's sake, these are still human beings. And to have them in the cattle environment like that, where the COVID is growing, and it's not abating, and they're introducing new things into society, into the jails all the time. We had 2 doctors die over in the jail. So, and they are not in the same horrid conditions as the inmates. So, Judge, we would ask for a bond on behalf of Ms. Brantley, and I'm not taking this case lightly. But these circumstances are beyond my control. and beyond Ms. Brantley's control. So that's why we're asking for bond, because at some point in time, there's a speedy trial issue as well, right? It's not her fault. It's not my fault. It's the pandemic's fault. How are those cases going to come out through the court system? We do not know, but I know the ACLU is pushing now for us to say every single time that there is a speedy trial violation on behalf of these clients, and I understand that. I really do. So I leave that to the court, but we would ask for some kind of bond. Thank you.
All right, is she presently remanded?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Glenn?
Judge, I know that the court's in receipt of my response. The people certainly empathize with anyone that's affected by, the COVID-19 pandemic. However, looking at the facts and circumstances in this case and the severity of the offense that Ms. Brantley has been charged with, and looking at the evidence that was even presented at the exam, I even mentioned in my brief that the court should look at that. And when you look at that, Ms. Brantley just simply can't be trusted. And I think that that's something the court has to take into consideration when granting a bond to someone. I mean, Article 1, Section 15 of the Michigan Constitution gives the court authority to deny bond to Ms. Brantley unless the defense can show by clear and convincing evidence she can be trusted or isn't a flight risk or isn't a danger to the community. And quite frankly, the evidence presented against Ms. Brantley at the exam shows that she was either the shooter or the mastermind. And either way, they're equally compelling arguments. In terms of the speedy trial issue, very briefly, the only way a speedy trial issue would come up, at least for the court, would be if the people were attributed to this. And I mean, unless the government is the one that came up with COVID-19, I don't think that can be attributed to me. So I'm going to respectfully, disagree with Ms. Diallo and ask the court to keep bond as is.
All right, let me ask the two of you, was Ms. Brantley ever referred to pretrial services for a DSU?
Was she at the exam stage, Ms. Diallo?
I can't remember, Judge, because quite frankly, it's been long ago. But just let me say that the COVID-19 absolutely cuts against the government and their response. Had the government responded accordingly and in due time, we wouldn't be in this situation right here today where we all know people that have died from this disease. So I do take exception. And then Mr. Glenn is right. I mean, this what happened in this case is Ms. Brantley was never the target, but she lied because she lied and scared, she lied. That's why she's here, Judge, not because they have any physical evidence that puts her here. So yes, okay, she's a liar. No offense, Ms. Brantley, okay. But I asked the police officer at the exam, you lie? And he said, yes, I do. So he's a liar too. And that shouldn't be a reason not to give Ms. Brantley a bond. They know good and well she's not the shooter in this case. They know, they just feel she has information, and that's why they're sitting on her right now, Judge.
All right, let me do this. Because my brief review of the preliminary exam transcript is lengthy and it was held in 2 parts. But I was able to gather that there were 9 gunshot wounds to the victim's body. The victim was approximately 11 to 13 weeks pregnant at the time of her death. There appears to be some circumstantial evidence in regards to some text messages, cell phone evidence, a video, and possibly the defendant's vehicle, I imagine, was identified in the video. And that's just based on my brief review of the preliminary exam transcript this morning. Now, Ms. Diallo, you indicated to the court that Ms. Brantley has a number of health concerns. I would like to have some documentation from her treating physician to support those claims. And I'm going to refer this to DSU for a report so I can get some more information about Ms. Brantley, because my information this morning is very limited. So, with that being said, I would like to schedule a bond hearing for Wednesday, July 8th, if that's for the parties.
I'm looking right now. Yes, it's good, Judge.
July 8th, Your Honor?
Yes, sir. That would be on the A docket at 9 a.m.
That works for me, Judge.
A docket. Thank you so much, Judge.
All right, anything else at this time?
Your Honor, the only other thing I wanted to make sure is so we have a bond hearing on the 8th of July, and August 6th will be our final conference date.
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Glenn. You also have Mr. McDonald on my docket. Is that right, Mr. Glenn?
That is correct, Your Honor. And I got contacted by Mr. Strong as well. He said he was going to check in.
He did. The jail was waiting for some inmates to be transported over. So as soon as they're ready, I'll have Mr. Wiley as well, Ms. Diallo.
Okay, thank you so much, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
You understand, Ms. Brantley? Thank you. Okay, Ms. Brantley, I'll talk back to you, okay?
Okay.
All
Here you
right,
go.
thank you.
Here's your next date.
Okay, so I'm here, Vivian. Do I have a date for a bond? Do you have what you need to submit this to pretrial services for me?
With this.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Brantley back. Let me see. Ms. Crosby,
I'm here. I'm sorry.
I'm putting you in the waiting room.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What were you saying, Vivian? Sorry.
Investigation report from Mr. Quinn.
Yeah, can you put this in Ms. Brantley's file? These are the motions.
Yes.
Okay. Who's on Mr. Muhammad's? Is that a special prosecutor? It is. Let me see if the jail is ready. We got some. Good morning, sir.
Go ahead, go ahead. Go ahead, you can say it. Oh, no, you can say it.
Oh, good morning. Hello, how are you doing? I'm sorry. It was on mute.
Can you tell me your last name?
My name is Brown.
Last name is Brown?
Brown, B-R-O-W-N. Mr. Collins, who checked in? What attorney do you have for, so many attorneys?
For who?
St. Nick. No, we didn't check in on him. He has two cases, right? Let's see what he has. You think this is one?
Yes, he checked in on both. He has 2 cases for Mr. Williams.
And he also has, Williams. Is that who you?
No, not me,
No,
Hannah,
that's
but
not-
it's
that's
called
not
MIHAS. I'm sorry.
Right. No,
My
I'm thinking
eyes.
in my waiting room.
Yes, Mr. Maha checked in for Mr. Brown,
Okay.
both cases.
Let's see when we get in. Let's see if it sent a message to him. All right, Division 1. Is it Division 2?
Yes.
What'd you say? I'm
Yes, Your
sorry.
Honor.
Okay, we are waiting for Mr. Brown's attorney. Do you have any other defendants ready?
Yes, I have Mr. Williams, Mr. McDonald, and Mr. White.
Have Mr. Williams?
Absolutely. Yep. One moment, please.
I'm gonna pass this back to you. Oh, does he have two cases? Does he have two? Just get in a rubber band, just pull 'em like that. Okay. All right, so I'm bringing the attorneys in on Williams.
Questions for you, ma'am. Okay, and then if he's released today, do you feel safe? Questions for you, ma'am. I apologize, Your Honor, just a moment. I apologize, Your Honor. Good morning.
And we have Mr. Williams.
Morning, Mr. Williams.
Go ahead. Say it again. Jamie.
Morning, what you call the case at this time?
This is case number 20001036. The people of the state of Michigan versus Janie Williams. This is scheduled for a competency hearing. Appearance for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Alexander Turner-Hodge on behalf of the people, P81844.
Good morning, Your Honor. Nijad Mihana appearing on behalf of Mr. Williams, P59371.
All right, good morning, counsel. Mr.
Morning, Judge.
Williams, please state your first and last name.
Jamie Williams.
All right, Mr. Williams, you have a right to be present in the courtroom for today's proceedings, sir. Are you waiving your right to be present this morning?
No.
All right, well, understand that the court is closed due to COVID-19, sir, so we're conducting matters virtually using Zoom. So what I'm asking you, are you okay appearing before this court virtually as opposed to being physically present in the courtroom today?
Mr. Williams, it is my advice to you to waive that right. All we're doing is just going over the competency report today. There's nothing else that would hamper or not protect your rights by doing this hearing.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Is it possible?
Mr. Williams,
Yeah.
listen to the court. So are you okay with waiving your right to be present in the courtroom today, sir?
Yes.
All right, this matter is scheduled for a competency hearing this morning, Mr. Mahana.
Judge, I'm in receipt of a report. I actually have received 3 reports. One is competency to waive Miranda rights, criminal responsibility, and competency to stand trial. It is dated May the 21st, 2020, from the State of Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Center for Forensic Psychiatry. And it is authored and signed by Michelle Hill, PhD, a licensed psychologist, in which it is her opinion that as of that date, that my client, Mr. Williams, understands the nature and object of the proceedings against him and can assist me rationally in his defense, and therefore he is competent to stand trial. I will stipulate to those facts, Judge, and stipulate to the report.
Mr. Turner-Hachi, do you join in that stipulation, sir?
I do, Your Honor. Your Honor, I inherited this file from Mr. Dwayne Brown, so I did not receive a copy of it, but I trust Mr. Mahana's candor to the court, and I so stipulate.
All right, the court is in receipt of the competency to waive Miranda dated for May 21st, as well as a report for competency to stand trial dated for May 21st, 2020 as well. With the stipulation, the court's going to find that Mr. Williams is competent to stand trial and competent to waive his Miranda rights. Is there an offer on the table?
Your Honor, at this time, the offer is just to plead to count one guidelines. And the guidelines are 225 to 375 with the dismissal of the rest of the charges, including the habitual fourth.
Count one is assault with intent to murder.
Correct.
All right, Mr. Mahana, what's your pleasure, sir? Would you like for the court to schedule a final conference date in this matter?
Yes, Judge, and I'm still trying to get discovery on this case.
All right, what do you need and what are you missing, Mr. Mahana?
I'm missing all the electronic discovery from the police, such as dash cam videos, body cam videos, and so forth. The forensic center for this particular case needed those such discovery. They were sent to them. They were not sent to me because I was told that they would have to be redacted, and I'm still waiting for those.
Yes, that is correct, Your Honor. I do have a copy of the evidence that Mr. Mahana is asking for. There was the whole issue of the pandemic and the closing of the non-essential aspects of our office, including the litigation technology unit. I can make the redactions myself. However, this is only as a result of numerous of the defense attorneys who are now refusing to sign the protective order. But I will make a copy. I will make the redaction myself. It is a lengthy process, but I will have that within a week or two max.
Are you satisfied with that timetable, Mr. Mahana?
Sure, Judge, that's fine.
And Your Honor, the guidelines as I've stated them are based on the preliminary, sheet that we get with our file from the AOI stage. If it is inaccurate upon my completion of the guidelines, I will let Mr. Mahana know.
And I would ask you please to send me his record by email so I can run my own guidelines, please.
Okay.
I need to know what's on his record so I can run the guidelines. Otherwise, I won't be able to run the guidelines.
Sure.
All right, the court is looking at Monday, August 31st for a final conference date. Is that a good day for the parties?
Good for the people.
August the 31st is good, Judge.
All right, is there anything else before we close the record?
Not on behalf of the people.
All right, bond continued. Everyone take care.
Thank you. Mr. Williams, I will schedule a meeting and talk to you by Zoom, okay? I can't come in person yet.
I got. Go ahead. I need to see you. I got some paperwork I need to give you as far as my defense and everything.
Okay. I don't want to put too much on the record. I will schedule a meeting with you. I can't come in person yet, but I'll schedule a Zoom meeting with you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Mahana, do you have anything else on my docket this morning?
No, Judge, I have Mr. Zealous Knighton, but I think it's scheduled for the afternoon. You're doing a 1 o'clock docket too, right?
Oh, no, I'm not.
Well,
I just have the 8 today.
all right. Because online it said that the case was switched to you from Judge Van Houten. I don't know what that means.
Oh, I don't either.
You don't have a Zealous Knighton this morning, do you?
What was the last name again?
Knighton, K-N-I.
No, sir.
Okay, thank you, Judge. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.
Let's see if they can get Mr. Wiley. You okay up there? Yeah. Yeah, you said that attorney couldn't do it. All right, Division 2.
Yes.
We get Mr. Wiley.
Mr. Wiley, we can do that.
I will be right back with you guys. Hold on one second.
Okay, good morning again, Ms. Diallo. Good morning, Ms. Bickerstaff.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Ms. Diallo.
Hey, Judge.
All right, they're getting Mr. Wiley for us.
Okay, I'm zooming in Dearborn on a homicide, so they're looking at me kind of crazy.
All right, they get the Wiley file, please.
I'm finished. I'm in a homicide finishing up in circuit court right now in front of Judge Shannon Walker. They're calling the case. The client is here, so I probably less than 5 minutes. Sorry. Well, Judge, you can go if you want, but hold on one second, Judge Walker. But Judge, see, the problem is.
You ask Mary for two. Mary. Yeah. Can I get 2 whiteouts and 2 sets of these?
I'm sorry.
I have to take these X's out because I have to. All right, Ms. Diallo, we're just waiting for Dale to get your client.
Okay, Judge Summers is yelling at me right now because he thinks I should be ready to do this homicide exam.
But you're only one person.
That's what I keep saying. And see, while we're here, we will have some pretrial issues as well, Judge, and those are just not ripe yet. There are going to be a ton of motion elimines because I've been going through the material that Ms. Bickerstaff has given, and a lot of the new stuff is just not relevant. So yeah, it's a lot of social media, a lot of stuff, Judge.
Okay, well, let's get your client in front of the court, call the case, okay?
Thank you.
Division 1.
Your Honor, we're getting Mr. Wiley right now. I apologize for the confusion. I thought we had him up on the floor. We're going to get him right now.
Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, can you reach out to Mr. Brown's attorney? St. Nicholas. Because I have him checked off his checking in, but he's not in my witness. Ms. Diallo.
Yes, Judge.
Looks like I have an Alice Wiley in the waiting room. I had spoke to someone earlier from Mr. Wiley's family, attempting to give him instructions to watch it on YouTube. If you have a phone number for her, are you able to send her a text or anything?
No, I only know. No. No, I have a male contact.
Okay, her name is Alice Wiley. I'm gonna bring her in, just talk to her briefly, okay?
Okay.
Good, Ms. Bickerstaff.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, Ms. Wiley. What did you do, sign out?
No, he said that somebody told him transfer to Judge Town.
Good morning, Mr. White, Ms. Wiley. Good morning, counsel.
Good morning.
All right, I'm gonna put you in the waiting room. We'll be calling your case next, okay? We had your client and the prosecutor, we were missing you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Good morning, Ms. Wiley.
And we have Mr. Wiley.
Thank you. Right, can you call the case for me?
This is case number 20000391. The people of the state of Michigan versus Javante Wiley. This is scheduled for a pretrial. Appearances for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Anna Bickerstaff on behalf of the people, P82215.
Judge, good morning to you and your staff. Lillian Diallo, P52036, on behalf of Javante Wiley, who is present by video.
All right, good morning, counsel. Good morning, Mr. Wiley.
Good morning.
Can you please state your first and last name for the record, sir?
Javante Wiley.
All right, Mr. Wiley, in light of Corona, court is holding matters virtually. You have a right to be present in the courtroom for today's proceeding. Are you waiving your right to be present, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this matter is scheduled for a pretrial. Is there an offer on the table?
Judge.
Ms. Bickerstaff, we're unable to hear you. Can you say that again?
Oh, sorry, not at this time, Judge.
Are there any outstanding discovery issues?
Not on behalf of the people.
Judge, I would hope not. When we have the ability to get into the building, I would like the opportunity to look at Ms. Bickerstaff's file, because she did send me things. And like I said, there are going to be a whole lot of motion in limines in this particular case. I just want to make sure I have everything.
Absolutely. Whenever we're back, you're more than welcome.
All right. Counsel, do you want me to schedule this matter for a final conference?
Yes, please.
All right, the court is looking at Monday, August 24th.
For a final conference, Judge?
Yes, ma'am.
August 24th. Okay, that's fine.
That means motion should be time stamped and filed no later than Monday, August 17th.
Okay.
Does that work with your counsel, Ms. Diallo?
Yes, Judge, and I believe there were motions that were pending prior to this case being dismissed by the prosecutor that we would expect to argue. The prosecutorial misconduct, the dismissal. We're planning on that, at least that motion.
And
okay,
Judge,
let me say this, Diallo and Ms. Bickerstaff. In light of the fact that the case was dismissed, reissued, however the prosecutor went about getting this matter bound over, this matter has a new case number. Therefore, any and all motions need to be refiled.
Yes, ma'am.
Understood?
I do.
Yes, Judge.
All right, is there anything else before we close the record?
Your Honor, I'd like to argue bond.
Ms. Diallo, you argue
Judge.
bond in front of one of my colleagues.
That's correct, Judge.
Actually, in front of Judge Michael Hathaway on April 23rd.
Staff is right here, and he indicated that we should go in front of Judge Walker. So because Judge Walker was familiar with the facts, he said had he had more knowledge of the case, he would have been able to rule. But that was what he said based on how the case was reissued. He asked a litany of questions about and he just said, well, we're gonna have to let Judge Walker do this. So he reserved.
Judge, I keep losing Miss Diallo.
I'm here.
She's back.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So Judge, yeah, you have the motion. We are asking for some.
All right, what is Mr. Wiley's bond presently? Ms. Diallo, I think we lost you.
I believe he's on remand now, Judge.
Argument any better, Judge, but at this time, we are asking for a bond. We do understand that the COVID-19 is significant and it is in these jails. There is also speedy trial rights that still go with the defendant. And my issue with the speedy trial is people are saying, no, the government didn't do this. Yes, they did. They absolutely did. They slept on this. So that's why we're still in this situation we're in right today. So had this situation been treated with some kind of import, we would have been able probably, right, to get in front of this. Now there are real people that are dead. We know the jail is a hot spot for the COVID-19. They only issue masks for 2 weeks. You get one mask every 2 weeks. There's not the sanitation that was supposedly called for where, the inmates are given cleaning supplies. That's not happening, Judge. So we are asking at this time for a reduction in bond so that he is not sentenced to a death sentence while awaiting trial.
All right, Ms. Diallo, you were momentarily frozen, which means I could not hear you. I had asked, what is Mr. Wiley's bond presently?
Remand.
Do you agree, Ms. Bickerstaff?
Yes, Judge.
How old is Mr. Wiley?
Mr. Wiley, how old are you? He's in his
24.
24.
Any underlying health issues?
Oh yeah, we have the chronic, the situation with the asthma, and that's unfortunate. Haven't been able to interview more on that particular issue, Judge, because quite frankly, when we do remote visits, I'm not sure how safe and secure they are. And in light of the history of this case, I would rather err on the side of caution.
And Judge, if I could also address bond, I know you're very familiar with the case and the facts.
Okay, the two of you, I do have a very good memory, unfortunately. But in fairness to Mr. Wiley, what I would like to do, because it's been some time before, since he's been before this court. So I'm going to refer him to pretrial services for a DSU report, and I'll schedule the matter for a bond motion on July 8th. That's a good date for you, Ms. Bickerstaff.
Yes, Judge.
And Ms. Diallo, you'll be here on Ms. Brantley.
Yes.
Same day. For you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we'll schedule a bond hearing for July 8th. Final conference is scheduled for August 24th. Ms. Bickerstaff, the matter will be assigned to the A docket at 9 a.m.
Okay.
Is there anything else at this time before we close the record?
Not on behalf of the people, Judge.
Yeah. No, thank you, Judge. Thank you. Take care, Judge. Nothing on behalf of defense.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
Wiley, take care, Ms. Bickerstaff.
Thank you, Judge.
Let's see if we can get Mr. McDonald next. Well, actually, no, get Mr. Brown back. Division 2, can we get Mr. Brown? We have his defense attorney now.
We can get Mr. Brown for you.
Bring in. Look at this. Mr. Brown, Brandon Carter.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Want to call the case at this time?
These are case number 20000222. People of the state of Michigan versus St. Nicholas Brown. This is scheduled for a pretrial. And also case number 20001112. This is also scheduled for a pretrial for St. Nicholas Brown. Appearances for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Brandon Kerner on behalf of the people, P number 81584.
Your Honor, Harry Niehaus on behalf of Mr. Brown, P number 66417. And my client is in the Wayne County Jail 1 or Jail Division 1 unit.
Good morning, counsel. Good morning again, Mr. Brown.
Good morning, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, sir. How are you?
I can't complain, I'm feeling blessed.
Can you state your first name for us, please?
Saint,
First and last name.
Saint Brown.
Okay, Mr. Brown, you have a right to be present in the courtroom for today's proceeding. Are you waiving your right to be present, sir?
Yes. Oh, what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that correct.
Okay, listen, Mr. Brown. In light of
Yes, ma'am.
COVID-19, the courthouse is closed to the public, so we're conducting hearings virtually. What I'm asking you is this. You have a right to be physically present in the courtroom for today's proceeding. In light of Corona, are you waiving your right to be present this morning?
No, I'm not. I'm not waiving one.
Do you
I'm not
understand,
waiving.
Mr. Brown? All we're doing is scheduling today, sir. You cannot come over
Yes,
to the
ma'am.
courthouse. This is the only way I can hear your matter this morning.
Okay.
So are you waiving your right to be physically present in the courtroom, sir?
I am not waiving my right, I would like to be present.
Your Honor, can I have 2 moments with Mr. Brown?
Okay, I will try to put the two of you in the breakout room. Bear with me, okay?
All right, well, I'm gonna be trying to figure it out. Thank you. Talk to you later. Bye.
Hey, Ms. Beard, were you on the phone?
I beg your pardon?
Were you on the telephone?
I'm not on the phone. I'm on the computer.
Okay, because we can hear a conversation. I thought that was coming from your mic.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna put you back on mute.
Okay.
All right,
Your
counsel,
Honor,
you see,
um,
Wait.
Are you good now?
Your Honor, I think we're ready to proceed.
I gotta get the prosecutor back in. Bear with me. All right, we're back on the record. Mr. Brown, after speaking with counsel, are you waiving your right to be present in the court for today's proceedings, sir?
Yes, I am.
All right, this matter, well, both matters are scheduled for a pre-trial in light of the fact that the court had to adjourn the trial due to COVID-19. Is there an offer on the table, Mr. Carter?
Yes, Your Honor, if I may. 1 second, Your Honor. I'm pulling it up right now as we speak. Okay, Your Honor, if I may.
We're waiting, Mr. Carter.
All right. Regarding case number 20-001112, if the defendant pleads guilty to count 2, assault with intent to do great bodily harm, the people would dismiss counts 1, 3, 4, and 5 with a sentence agreement of 2 years in the Michigan Department of Corrections, followed by 1 year of probation under HIDA, or more so the people wouldn't object to HIDA. And for the second case, 1 second, Judge. Second, this computer's a little slow. It's coming up right now. Okay, Your Honor, and for the second case, 20-000222, if the defendant pleads guilty to count 3, felony firearm, the people would agree to dismiss counts 1 and 2 with a sentence agreement of 2 years in the Michigan Department of Corrections, followed by 1 year of probation under HIDA, and the term to be running concurrent with a case number ending in 1112. That's the completion of the offer, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Brown, did you hear the people's offer?
Yes, ma'am. I was actually trying to see what, I just wanted to ask the prosecutor, for both cases, how long would I have to spend in DOC?
Mr. Carter, can you clarify what you meant by concurrent on the two terms?
Sure. For the complete offer, the defendant will spend a maximum of 2 years in prison if the court agrees to the HIDA at the Michigan Department of Corrections, in the thumb, as we call it, the thumb correctional facility. So it'll be 2 years total of incarceration in the Michigan Department of Corrections. After those 2 years are completed, then it will be 1 year of probation, and the terms and conditions will be set forth by the court. So a total of 2 years in the Michigan Department of Corrections, then 1 year of probation, and that's all.
And Your Honor, I had the opportunity to discuss this plan prior to this, and that reflects my understanding as well, that it would be a 2 year concurrent term, and it would be 1 year of probation under the term set by this court.
All right, would you like for me to schedule a pre-trial to give you an opportunity to speak with your client further in regards to the people's offers?
I've spoken to him about it. My only question is, would the court be willing to sentence it under HIDA?
Right, what can you tell me about your client?
Your Honor, my client is, if you see, he has no history to speak of. He was working before this. He was involved in charity. He was going to church. The background of this is more drug related in that he was attempting to buy drugs and was scared by the posture and words of the person who was dealing and shot him. I don't think what we have here is a person who would go back to crime. He has tremendous family support. They have been at every hearing, including his mother, his siblings. He has a girlfriend who has been there with him. He is very intelligent. I think he has the potential to be a model of what probation and HIDA envision in terms of giving somebody who's made a serious mistake, a serious lapse in judgment, has done something wrong, own it and come out of it with the ability to reclaim a life that that will be productive for society and others. I don't think he'll be a threat to the community. I don't think he'll be a recidivist. And what we're asking for is the opportunity from the court to give him that chance under strict guidelines. I think the 1-year probation gives you the ability to make sure that there isn't a mistake being made here. And after that 1 year, allow him to launch free of a record, which in this day and age is a huge gift given what happened.
Mr. Brown, did you graduate from high school, sir?
No, I did not.
What's the highest grade completed?
What did you say? I'm sorry.
What is the highest grade that you completed?
The 11th grade.
And you're 20 years old today?
Yes, ma'am.
Turned 21 on July 8th?
Yes, ma'am.
Or when's the last time you were employed?
Right before I got incarcerated, I worked for the UAW.
What were you doing for the UAW?
I worked for a grassroots advocacy. We actually just walked up to, the doors and just seen what issues that the people probably might have in their community so we can actually get it back to, someone that can actually change what they have going on, their issues.
Right, counsel, in light of the fact that Mr. Brown has no prior contacts with the criminal justice system, he appears to be eligible for HIDA. The court would have no objection to sentence him under HIDA if eligible.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. As I've said, my client understands the plea. We've gone over the evidence. We've had multiple opportunities to discuss this case. It has been drawn out even prior to COVID. The offer was something we were mulling before COVID hit and has been fine-tuned since then. I've had opportunity to speak with him over the phone to discuss it. We're ready to proceed if the court is, otherwise we can schedule a hearing date for a plea.
Well, I can take a plea this morning if the parties are prepared to proceed.
Mr. Mijas, would you be available to do the factual basis with your client?
Yes. Yep. 1 second, please.
Yeah, we're not gonna do this at the time. What I wanna know is whether or not, Mr. Brown, do you wanna accept the people's offer this morning?
Yes, I would like to accept.
Can we swear the defendant?
Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. You can put your hand down.
All right, can you state your name and age for the record, Mr. Brown?
St. Nicholas Brown, 20 years of age.
And Mr. Brown, are you a U.S. citizen, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation or parole?
No, I am not.
All right, on case number 2000222, the people have made an offer in exchange for a guilty plea to one count of felony firearm, which is a mandatory 2 years. There's a sentence agreement that it will run concurrent with case number 200001112. In exchange for that plea, the people agree to dismiss counts 1 and 2. Is that your understanding of the plea offer, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
That statement of the terms? Counsel?
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, as the case number 200001112. The people have made an offer in exchange for a guilty plea to one count of assault with intent to do great bodily harm less than murder, which is a 10-year felony. The people agreed to a sentence agreement of 2 years in the Michigan Department of Corrections, followed by a year probation under HIDA if eligible. In exchange for that plea, the people agreed to dismiss counts 1, 3, 4, and 5. Is that your understanding of the plea offer, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct statement of the terms, Mr. Carter?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that sentence will run concurrent to 200000222. Mr. Brown, are you satisfied with your attorney's legal advice and representation, sir?
Very.
Have you had an opportunity to speak to your counsel in regards to your trial rights?
Yes, I have.
Do you understand the trial rights for which you're entitled, sir?
Can you refresh me, please?
Say that again.
Would it be possible if you could refresh me, please?
Okay, if your plea is accepted, you will not have a trial of any kind, so you give up the rights that you would have at trial, including the right to be tried by a jury, to be presumed innocent until proven guilty, to have the prosecutor prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty, to have witnesses against you appear at the trial, to question the witnesses against you, to have the court order any witnesses you have for the defense to appear at the trial. You waive the right to remain silent during trial, not to have that silence used against you, and to testify at the trial if you want to testify. Do you understand your trial rights, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
So do you understand that you have a right to remain silent and to confront your accusers?
Yes, ma'am.
If your plea is accepted, do you understand that you will have no trial of any kind?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about your trial rights, sir?
No, I do not.
Has anyone threatened you or forced you to plead guilty?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything beyond what's in the plea agreements?
No, ma'am.
If your plea is accepted, do you understand that you are giving up any claim that your plea was a result of promises or threats not disclosed to this court?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it your voluntary choice to plead guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
And you acknowledge that you were read your trial rights, you understand your trial rights, and you're waiving your trial rights this morning. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
If your plea is accepted, do you understand that you give up the right to appeal issues that might have been available after the conclusion of a trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Further, any appeal from your conviction and sentence will be by application for leave to appeal, not by right. You understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, as the case number 2000222, how do you wish to plead to what kind of felony firearm?
Guilty.
At this time, the prosecutor is going to ask you some questions to establish factual basis for your guilty plea. You want to listen to his questions and answer verbally, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, with the court's permission, I'm going to defer to Mr. Mijas. For whatever reason, my documents are locked up right now, and Mr. Mijas, I believe, has an investigator's report.
Yes.
Whenever you're ready, counsel.
All right, Mr. Brown, do you recall October 1st, 2019?
Yes.
And on that day and time, do you recall being in the city of Detroit, County of Wayne?
All right, Mr.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, Mr. Mahash, we're on case, this is case number 20222. Date of the offense is December 20th, 2019.
All right. All right, Your Honor. Mr. Brown, do you remember the date of November 20th, 2019?
Yes, sir.
And do you recall being on Schoolcraft in the city of Detroit?
Yes, sir.
And that's in the county of Wayne?
Yes.
And did you have a firearm in your possession?
Yes, sir.
And were you carrying that concealed in your car at that time?
Yes, sir.
And at that time, did you have permission to carry that firearm?
No, sir.
And you didn't have a permit to carry concealed, correct?
No, I did not.
And do you agree that you were carrying that firearm, that when you were carrying that firearm, you were also violating committing another felony that is not being pled to today?
Yes, sir.
I'm satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Counsel, you aware of any promises, threats, or inducements other than those already stated on the record?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
And has the court complied with Rule 6.302?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, as the case number 200001112. Mr. Brown, how do you wish to plead to one count of assault with intent to do great bodily harm less than murder?
Guilty.
At this time, counsel is going to ask you some questions to establish factual basis for your guilty plea. You want to listen to his questions and answer verbally, okay?
Okay.
Brown, on October 1st, 2019, do you recall being in the city of Detroit, County of Wayne?
Yes, sir.
And at that time, you admit that you were meeting up with another person in the belief that you would be buying drugs?
Yes, sir.
Did you have a handgun with you?
Yes, sir.
At some point, out of fear, did you shoot that person in the stomach and in the thigh?
Yes, sir.
And do you agree that you did not have permission to assault that person?
Yes, sir.
And do you agree that the act of shooting someone in the stomach or thigh can cause great bodily harm?
Yes, I do.
Your Honor, I'm satisfied.
One additional question, if I may, Your Honor. Sir, when you fired the shot at the vehicle, you did not do so in self-defense, correct?
Yes, I did it in self-defense.
All right, the court cannot accept this plea if there's a claim of self-defense.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear that correctly. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll restate it. This is based on the question that that your counsel asked us about fearful. When you fired the shot at the individual, did you do so out of self-defense?
Oh, no, I did not.
Okay, satisfied, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Brown, when you fired the firearm at the victim, you did so with the intent to cause great bodily harm, less than murder. Is that right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, are the parties satisfied?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Your Honor.
All right, counsel, you aware of any promises, threats, or inducements other than those already stated on the record?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
And has the court complied with Rule 6.302?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Brown, the court is going to accept your guilty plea, sir. You'll be remanded pending sentencing. The court is looking at July 15th for a sentence date. Is that a good date for the attorneys?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let me check, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the matter will be scheduled on docket C at 1 p.m. on July 15th.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor. Nothing further from the people.
All right, have a good day, everyone.
Your Honor, I have a plea agreement that was sent to me by the prosecutor. Do you need me to sign that and send that to the court or to the prosecutor or any of that?
What plea agreement? In regards to Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Okay, you can email it to the court if you like, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Or do you have the court's email address?
I believe it is alongside your virtual courtroom meeting, but if you can repeat that for me, I'd appreciate it.
It may be, I'm not sure. All right, Mr. Brown, you're all set, sir.
Alrighty, bye-bye, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. You're in set. Have a good day. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, we have another matter. I apologize.
You got Mr. McDonald, right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Carter, can you please email a copy of the investigator's report on both matters to my clerk, Vivian Hill?
Yes, Your Honor. Would the court be so inclined to give me the her email address?
Okay, how about you do this, Mr. Carter? When you get off of the Zoom hearing, call the court directly, 224-5237, and speak to Mary.
Thank you, Judge.
And Mr. Carter, when you get it, can you please forward me the email as well?
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, counsel.
Thank you.
All right, take care, everyone. Morning, Mr. McDonald.
How you doing?
Doing good, sir. How are you?
I'm alright.
All right, the court is going to call your case, okay?
Alright.
This is case number 19-005729. The people of the state of Michigan versus Terrence McDonald. This is scheduled for a pretrial. Appearances for the record, please.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Mike Glenn for the people. My P number is 77516.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ronnie Strong appearing on behalf of Mr. McDonald, P number 34545.
All right, good morning, counsel. Good morning again, Mr. McDonald.
Good morning. Yeah. Good morning.
Can you please state your first and last name for the record, sir?
Terrence McDonald.
All right, Mr. McDonald, In light of the coronavirus, the court is conducting matters virtually, and you're appearing via Zoom. You have a right to be present in the courtroom. Are you waiving your right to be present this morning, sir?
You said what now?
You have a right to be present in the courtroom for today's proceeding. In light of the coronavirus, are you waiving your right to be present in the courtroom, sir?
I don't understand what that means. Here's my rights.
I'm asking you, is it okay for your case to be heard virtually, sir?
Yes.
All right, this matter is scheduled for pre-trial in light of the fact that the court had to adjourn the trial date due to COVID-19. Mr. Glenn, is there an offer on the table, sir?
Your Honor, there was an offer that was extended at the beginning of this year, and I believe that Mr. Strong and I were waiting on a transcript from the juvenile court for the co-defendant DeMar Purnell's preliminary hearing. And I know the court was inquiring regarding that, and I think Mr. Strong had indicated he couldn't really advise his client of anything until we knew what the witness had said.
So are you telling me y'all have yet to receive that transcript from juvenile?
Your Honor, the last time that we were physically in court, I know the court used her power of persuasion, and I think actually called the clerk yourself, and I believe that you had some movement on that, and they were going to send it to you, and so that we could get a copy of that. And I have not heard since then. I think it was right before the pandemic started.
Actually, Mary called.
Oh.
My wonderful administrative assistant. Okay. Can you grab Mary for me? So based on your representation, Mr. Glenn, I'm assuming you have yet to receive the transcript.
That is correct, Judge, because I would have also given that to Mr. Strong immediately upon receipt, and I don't have it. So.
All right, we're checking with Mary to find out if she's had any communications from the court reporter in juvenile. Did you ever hear back from Alicia? We had reached out and asked about the transcript over in juvenile. All right, can you call and find out what's going on, please? All right, what we're gonna do is this, because apparently, I'm gonna assume because of COVID-19, that probably delayed matters. Unfortunately. So I'll schedule that for a final conference. All right, the court is looking at Friday, July 31st.
I'm sorry, what day was that again, Your Honor?
Friday, July 31st.
That works for the defense.
That works for me, Judge.
All right, the matter will be scheduled on docket B at 9 a.m. In the meantime, I'll have Mary call over to juvenile so we can follow up on the status of the preliminary exam transcript. And that was for Mr. Parnell, is that right?
That's correct, Judge. Specifically for witness Keontae Cook.
And I'll have Mary give the two of you a call with whatever information she receives from juvenile.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Is there anything else before we close the record?
Nothing for the people.
Nothing by the defense.
All right, bond continued.
Thank you, Judge. Have a great day. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you, Your Honor. You and your staff have a wonderful day and stay safe.
Same to you. Thank you. Oh, well, here. All right, Mayor. We had called over prior to COVID-19 a list of Alicia is the clerk in this court. We have spoke to her, we supposed to talk to the court reporter, and we need to find out what the facility is. We should have an email or something. Thank you. She's gonna reach out to you now. All righty. You okay up there? Bring in Mr. Collins. And his client is Miss Courtney. Good morning, ma'am. Miss Crosby, can you hear the court? Miss Crosby, can you hear the court? Miss Crosby, can you hear the court, ma'am?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay, I need for you to sit still, please.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Collins, we're going to call your case at this time, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is case number 20001517. The people of the state of Michigan versus Eleanor Corsby. This is scheduled for a calendar conference. Appearances for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Danielle Nutrio, P79545, on behalf of the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. Harold Collins, P56805, on behalf of Ms. Eleanor Corsby, who is present on the Zoom video screen. Please state your name for the record, Ms. Corsby.
My name is Eleanor Corsby.
All right, good morning, counsel. Good morning, Ms. Crosby.
Good
Looks like your
morning.
name is spelled on the information. What's the correct spelling of your last name?
It's CROSBY.
Ms. Crosby.
Yes.
Right, present in the courtroom. I need for you to turn your video on so I can see.
Okay.
Still, you can't be walking around your house. There we go.
It's something wrong with my speaker. I'm only hearing it out the headset part, so I'm trying to fix it.
Or do you understand you have a right to, do you have a right to be present in the courtroom for today's proceeding? In light of the coronavirus, are you right to this morning?
Yes.
All right, this matter is scheduled for a counter conference. Ms. Nuccio, is there an offer on the table?
There is, Your Honor, and that would be for Ms. Crosby to plead guilty to a reduced charge of attempt larceny in a building. That would be a 2-year high court misdemeanor. The people will withdraw the habitual offender second offense notice, and that is with a sentence agreement of 2 years of probation, restitution of $613.50, and no contact with the victim. The restitution will be due at the date of sentencing.
Ms. Crosby, did you hear the people's offer?
Yes, I did.
All right, Mr. Collins, how would you like to proceed, sir?
Your Honor, I had a chance to discuss that offer with my client, and she is prepared to accept that offer.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that. Your Honor, I will send you the plea form right now.
Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
You can take your hand down.
All right, Ms. Crosby, can you state your name and age for the record?
My name is Eleanor Crosby, and I am 29 years old.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
No.
All right, I have a plea offer that indicates in exchange for a guilty plea to one count, actually a reduced charge of attempt larceny in the building, which is a 2-year felony. The people agree to withdraw notice to enhance sentence habitual second with a sentence agreement of 2 years probation, restitution in the amount of $613.50, which is due at the time of sentencing. Is that your understanding of the plea offer?
Yes.
Correct statement of the terms?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Crosby, are you satisfied with your attorney's legal advice and representation, ma'am?
Yes, I am.
Have you had an opportunity to go over your trial rights, which are listed on the plea form 1A through I?
Yes.
Do you understand the trial rights for which you're entitled?
Can you repeat that one more time? I'm sorry.
Do you understand the trial rights to which you are entitled?
Yes, I do.
Do you understand that you have a right to remain silent and to confront your accusers?
Yes, I do.
If your guilty plea is accepted, do you understand you will not have a trial of any kind?
I understand.
Do you have any questions about your trial rights?
No, I do not.
Has anyone threatened you or forced you to plead guilty?
No.
Has anyone promised you anything beyond what's in the plea agreement?
No.
If your plea is accepted, do Do you understand that you'll be giving up any claim that your plea was result of promises or threats not disclosed to this court?
Yes, I understand.
Is it your voluntary choice to plead guilty?
Yes.
And you acknowledge that you read, understand, and you're waiving your trial rights this morning?
Yes, I do.
If your plea is accepted, do you understand that you'll give up the right to appeal certain issues that might have been available after the conclusion of a trial?
Yes, I understand.
Further, any appeal from your conviction and sentence will be by application for leave to appeal and not by right. Do you understand that, ma'am?
I understand.
All right, how do you wish to plead a one count of attempt larceny in the building?
I plead guilty.
For this time, the prosecutor is going to ask you some questions to establish factual basis for your guilty plea. You want to listen to her questions and answer verbally, okay?
Okay.
Ms. Crosby, that being that on February 25th, 2019, were you at or near 11791 Romary Avenue, City of Detroit, County of Wayne?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Rosemary?
Yes.
Okay, and that's a dwelling house that Wendell Newman lived at?
Yes.
And at that time, you took from Mr. Newman various electronic equipment?
Yes.
And you did not have permission to take that equipment? Is that correct?
Correct.
And at the time you took that equipment from Mr. Newman or from the building at the Rosemary address, your intent was to keep that or at least permanently deprive Mr. Newman of that property?
Yes.
Okay. People are satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied as well, Your Honor.
Counsel, you wear any promises, threats, or inducements other than those are stated on the record?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
And has the court complied with Rule 6.302?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Crosby, the court is going to accept your guilty plea, ma'am. Your sentence date will be August 6th. Is that a good date for the parties?
Yes, Your Honor, and I'll let the victim know.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Crosby, will you be able to have the restitution amount?
Yes, I will.
All right, bond continued. Everyone have a good day.
Thank you. You too, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor. See you soon.
Ms. Nuccio, make sure you email a copy of the investigator's report to Vivian, please.
Absolutely.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, let's see. I'm going to bring him in because I don't see his client. And I'm probably going to reschedule this set. This is, all right, good morning, counsel.
Your Honor, the victim's mother in this matter, I believe, is in the waiting room, Miss Rochelle Wallace.
But Ms. Nuccio, she was dialing in, not responding to the court. I don't see her in the waiting room. It was
Okay.
only. There was no last name, just said Michelle.
All right, let me double check.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll put you on mute so you can reach out to her, okay?
Thank you. Perfect.
Mr. Hamoud, I'm gonna put you back in the waiting room until we get the victim in the meeting, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mary gave me something.
Oh, there you go. Wow. I got it, Tracy.
Okay. That's her, Your Honor.
Okay,
Thank you
Ms.
for the
Wallace.
time.
No problem. Ms. Wallace, what is your first name, ma'am?
Are you talking? You said Miss Wallace?
Yes,
Burchell Wallace.
Michelle?
Burchell. B as in boy. Urchell.
Thank you.
That's it.
All right, give us 1 second. The clerk has stepped away from her desk.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Wallace, I'm gonna put you on mute until it's time for you to speak, okay?
Okay.
Let me see what Mr. Dicker is putting back in. All right, Mr. Bicker.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm putting you in the waiting room, so stay put for me, okay?
Yes, that's.
Bring that counsel on our citizen. This is case number 19-00-9080. The people of the state of Michigan versus Conception Ledesma. This is scheduled for a sentencing. Appearances for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Danielle Nutrio, P79545, on behalf of the people. Rochelle Wallace, the mother of the victim in this matter, is present via Zoom as well.
Good morning, Judge. My name is Ali Hamoud. My P number is 73076. I represent Ms. Ledesma, who is seated to my left here on Zoom as well.
All right, good morning, counsel. Good morning, Ms. Ledesma, I apologize. If you could please state your first and last name for the record, ma'am.
Good morning, Your Honor. Conception Ledesma.
All right, Ms. Ledesma, in light of the coronavirus, the court is holding proceedings virtually. Are you waiving your right to be physically present in the courtroom this morning for today's proceeding?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, this matter is scheduled for sentencing. Counsel, an opportunity to view the pre-sentence investigation report with your client.
I have, Your Honor, along with my clients actually in front of us now. There are no corrections, additions, or deletions, except the fact that I'm retained in the case and there shouldn't be any attorney fees.
You said you're retained, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll make that correction, and I will delete the recommendation in regards to attorney fees.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, do the parties agree with the calculation of the guidelines that scored at 43 to 86 months?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sentencing counsel on behalf of your client.
Judge, really briefly, Ms. Ledesma is 42 years old. She's divorced. She's got 2 adult children at the house. I've known Ms. Ledesma for a very long time, Judge. I actually worked with her for a while, so I could speak to her personally, but I won't do that for the purpose of this hearing. But I know she's very remorseful, Judge. This is something that's very difficult. It's difficult for the family, for the deceased, as well as the defendant, obviously. Um, and this is a part of her life that came to a crash ending, Judge. And she's learned a lot, and she's going to learn even more when she gets into the Michigan Department of Corrections. She's quite remorseful, Judge, and she's prepared to be sentenced. There is a sentence agreement of 2.5 to 15 years at the MDOC, and we ask you, Judge, to respectfully follow that recommendation.
Right, on behalf of the people, Ms. Lucio?
Your Honor, the victim's mother in this matter would like to make an impact statement if Your Honor is ready.
Right, good morning, Ms. Wallace.
Good morning.
You can kindly state your name for the record.
My name is Burchelle Wallace.
All right, Ms. Wallace, whenever you're ready, ma'am.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning to you.
On October 22nd, 2019, my life changed, and it will never be the same. It has been 8 months today, and I still cannot process this situation very well. I feel sad, hurt, mad, angry, because her life was taken away from us by a careless, selfish, negligent, unsympathetic, heartless, unemotional person who has no respect for herself or the law. This crime has affected my whole family. My son misses his sister terribly and can never call her again. And this accident has changed his life drastically as well. Tennille's father is having a hard time because she was truly daddy's little girl. My daughter and I can never go out to lunch, concerts, travel. Oh, we had so many plans for 2020. Tennille, my daughter, had just recently graduated from Western University of Michigan. She was accomplishing all of her goals. She was a go-getter by any means necessary. Tennille was a beautiful person inside and out. She was very caring, motivational, easygoing, a very positive person. Never had anything negative to say about anything or anyone. I would never be able to see my daughter get married, have kids, or accomplish all of her long-term goals, or even become a successful entrepreneur. Because on October the 1st, 2019, she had just launched her own PJ loungewear line named House of Tariq. And then the defendant murders my daughter 3 weeks later. I don't know what was wrong with the defendant on that night, but clearly she didn't care about anything or anyone. And she drove recklessly up Gratiot in a very high rate of speed and killed my daughter. Judge, I pray that you give her over the minimum sentence because she has no remorse for her actions. She knew she didn't have no license on top of a bad driving record. And because of her bad decisions that night, we lost a beautiful 25-year-old young lady that was living her best life, my daughter, Tennille McGee. I don't hate the defendant, but I hate your actions that you made that night. I hope you serve your time in jail, that you get the help you so need. I am not the one to judge you, only God can. And I pray every night when you close your eyes, you see my daughter's face, the young lady that you murdered. So, Your Honor, since she took my daughter's life away, she is a murderer. And I am begging you to sentence her like a murderer. Thank you.
Ms. Wallace, and I am sorry for your loss. I know it's difficult to take it one day at a time and celebrate her life. How old was she?
25, and she will be, her birthday is coming up in less than a month, and would have been 26.
Well, my condolences to you and your family, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ms. Nuccio, as the sentencing on behalf of the people.
Your Honor, I just wanted to double check. I think Ms. Wallace had said a cousin wanted to make an impact statement as well, and I don't want to pass it without giving that opportunity.
Say that again, Ms. Nuccio.
I believe a cousin wanted to make an impact statement as well, and I just wanted to double check with Ms. Wallace if that was the case. Is that who's with you in the room?
Yes.
Okay. You have that person.
Yep, she's right here.
Good morning to you, ma'am.
Good morning. Excuse my hat.
Can you give us your name?
My name is Tracy Taylor.
Do you spell it T-R-A-C-Y?
Yes, T-R-A-C-Y. And then Taylor. Taylor.
Whenever you're ready, Ms. Taylor.
Okay. Good morning, Honorable Walker. My name again is Tracy Taylor, and I am Tennille Teray McGee's second cousin. I'm making this statement today with heartache and incomprehensible pain. We all know that the defendant, Ledesma, took the innocent life of Tennille. Defendant Ledesma's decision to take the life of an innocent human being with no regard for the effects it may have on others is unimaginable. Words cannot express the pain and anguish our family have endured since she killed my Nilly Poo. That's the name I always called her. It's even more unimaginable and disheartening that this court and or its system has allowed the defendant to have extremely low bond, resulting in very little jail time or confinement during all the court proceedings. The loss of my first cousin, Rochelle Wallace's firstborn and only daughter, is beyond words. There will be no more birthday parties on July 15th, backyard gatherings, holiday celebrations, or other family activities with Tennille's presence, physical presence. The laughter, hugs, guidance, advice, sense of security, and those opportunities just to say I love you are forever gone. Tennille will never experience being married, having children, reaching all of her life milestones or her life goals. Nilly Poo was full of life, just graduated college, as her mom told you, started her own sleepwear business named the House of Tari, and founded a nonprofit organization named HUSH, the acronym for Her Untold Stories Heard, the year prior to her death, aimed to raise awareness and provide support for victims of domestic violence. She was even scheduled to testify in court in support of a victim. Tennille wasn't being irresponsible, careless, and putting others in danger with her selfish, reckless behavior. She was a responsible young adult, contributing to her community and trying to give back before the defendant Ledesma killed her. Nilly Poo had the right to live, and her life, even in death, does matter. Our family is forever broken. Defendant Ledesma deserves to serve the longest amount of time possible that would allow our family to never have to worry about her driving our streets anytime in the near future, and to prevent another family from being broken as ours. It's difficult putting how I feel about Nilly Poo's death and my plea to you, Your Honor, for maximum sentencing. This COVID-19 pandemic has affected every aspect of our daily lives, as you know, including the continued delay of justice for Nilly Poo. Defendant Ledesma's action warrant her being immediately and without continued delay incarcerated, regardless of the pandemic. I read that a person guilty of reckless driving causing death while being intoxicated or not is subject to a statutory maximum sentence of 15 years in prison. I ask that this court, Honorable Walker, holds defendant Ledesma accountable for killing my little cousin, Tennille McGee, and sentence her to the highest minimum, 10 years, with the statutory maximum of 15 years. Defendant Ledesma has not been held accountable. I have feared and continue to fear for the life of possible others because of her disregard to obeying the laws. Tennille's life was taken without cause, and it's not fair that the person responsible is allowed to live her life without any or at least some restraints of confinement. I'm pleading with you, Your Honor. I'm pleading with you, Your Honor, not to value the defendant Ledesma's life more than Tennille's, not to have any compassion with her sentencing. I ask, how much compassion did defendant Ledesma consider when she made a decision to kill Tennille by willingly and carelessly getting behind the wheel, unlicensed and impaired, having no fear of any consequences? Nellie Pooh was living her best life with her friends and her family until defendant Ledesma sentenced her to death on October 22nd, 2019. Tennille is unfortunately the second family member to die alone in a car on the city of Detroit street to be taken from this physical life of our family due to vehicular homicide by irresponsible, reckless, and selfish adult drivers. The first was another cousin, Chantel Franklin, on September 7, 2015, at the age of 26. Again, it is my request that the statutory maximum penalty for the crime of 15 years with the minimum of 10 years be imposed. Defendant Ledesma has a history of breaking laws and then challenging being held accountable for breaking those laws. Defendant Ledesma didn't serve any or enough time, nor obviously learn from her prior record, of which is also involved illegally operating the vehicle. Your Honor, you have the power to finally hold defendant Ledesma accountable for her continued disregard to obeying laws, as well as the opportunity to keep our city safe. On behalf of my family, I wish to express my sincere gratitude for allowing this opportunity of expression. I hope my words are taken into consideration. Thank you for your time and anticipated cooperation.
Thank you, Ms. Taylor. And again, I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Ms. Nuccio as the sentencing.
Your Honor, the people have moved to dismiss count 2 and ask Your Honor to adopt the sentence agreement, including the amount of restitution to the family.
No objection, Judge, to the dismissal.
Ms. Ledesma, today is the day and time scheduled for sentencing, ma'am. Is there anything you wish to say on your own behalf before I impose sentence?
Yes, Your Honor. Sorry, can you hear me?
I can.
First, I would like to apologize to the court for everything that has happened. My main apology wants to be to the mother, as being a mother for myself. I know that there's nothing I can say or do to take what I've done away from you. And I do see her face every night when I go to sleep. I do. I'm sorry if I've never showed it before. This has just been really hard, but I'm sorry. And I know that's not enough. I really know that's not enough, but I will take this opportunity to do what I have to do to make things right and to come out a better person. And I promise that I can promise you. The court and also to Miss Wallace. Thank you.
Ms. Ledesma, pursuant to the sentence agreement that you entered into with the prosecutor's office on one count of reckless driving causing death, the court is going to sentence you to serve a minimum of 2.5 years in the Michigan Department of Corrections, a maximum of 15 years. You receive credit for 7 days served. You must pay state costs in amount of $68, a crime victim's assessment amount of $130, costs about $600. Restitution in the amount of $13,812.29 for medical expenses as well as funeral costs. You may file an application for leave to appeal your conviction and sentence. If you choose to do so, you must do so within 42 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, the court will appoint an attorney, furnish the attorney with portions of the transcript and record necessary to handle your appeal. This request must also be done within 42 days. Ms. Ledesma, I'm giving you 24 hours to submit yourself to the Wayne County Jail. You are to turn yourself in by tomorrow before noon. You'll be remanded to the Wayne County Jail for transport to the Michigan Department of Corrections. Count 2 is dismissed. Ms. Ledesma, I wish you the best, and to the Wallaces and Ms. Taylor, my deepest sympathy.
Judge, for the record, I did file a motion to try to turn her in on a different day because she does have some underlying conditions. So I'm taking that you are declining that motion. Is that correct, Judge?
Counsel, she
Yes, Your
entered
Honor.
on March 12, 2020. The victim's family is entitled to closure, and it is time for her to accept responsibility for her actions. She has until 12 noon to turn herself into the Wayne County Jail. Otherwise, the court will issue a warrant, and I'll bring officers to her home. We can escort her to the jail.
Yes, Your Honor. I just wanted some clarification. I understand, Judge. Thank you, Your Honor.
Everyone take care.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Ms. Wallace. Ms. Taylor.
Thank you.
Keep her memory alive.
I'ma try. Okay, see you guys later.
Take care of yourself.
Take care.
Okay, so on that JOS, there's some special language that needs to be on there. And Mary received the email, so she should have it all. All right. You ready to keep doing what it is? We'll bring some Mr. Shard. Good morning, Mr. Shard.
Good morning, Judge. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Now, is Mr. Jones in custody or out on bond?
He's out on bond.
And it looks like he might be using his mother's phone.
Yeah, it could be, Judge. He was aware of the court date today.
All right, am I missing? Okay. All right, give me 1 second. He has 2 matters.
Oh, hey, Judge.
Hello. Well, the 2 of y'all might want to put your PPE on because it don't look like y'all 6 feet apart.
I know. Well, he's behind me, but okay.
I want
Good
you
looking
to
out.
be safe. It's
Good
better be
looking out,
safe than
Judge.
sorry.
Good looking out, Judge.
Okay, so who is Dolores Jones? She's
She was for Wiley, your Judge.
Okay.
I was
Oh,
on.
that's the one I gave instructions to. Yes. Why is she still there? All right. Are the parties ready for the court to call Mr. Jones' matter?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is case number 20001391. People of the state of Michigan versus Andre Jones. This is scheduled for a pre-trial. And also case number 19006234. This is scheduled for a sentencing. Appearance for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Daniel Nuccio, appearing on behalf of the people in case 20-0013-9101 FC only.
May it please the court, John Brewster appearing on behalf of Andre Jones, Your Honor, on the 19-6234 case, up for sentence today.
Good morning, Your Honor. Stephen Sharg on behalf of Mr. Jones on the pretrial matter.
All right, is that 1391?
Yes.
All right, good morning to you all. Good morning, Mr. Jones.
Good morning, Your Honor.
If you could please state your first and last name for the record, sir.
Andre Jones.
All right, Mr. Jones, in light of the coronavirus, the court is conducting matters virtually. You have a right to be in the courtroom, sir, for today's proceeding. Are you waiving your right to be present in the courtroom today?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Nuccio, I believe that 6234 is assigned to the arson unit.
That's my understanding, Judge, yes.
That would be Ms. Baker.
Correct.
And Your Honor, I was going to say, we have the plea agreement, his NOLO plea, but we don't have a pre-sentence report. So I was going to ask for one adjournment so I can get the report, even though it's a sentence. We have a sentence agreement.
All right, Mr. Brewster, you should have received an email from the Michigan Department of Corrections. You didn't receive an email?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
I don't believe so. I'm sorry.
No apologies needed. All right, as to 1391, this matter is scheduled for a pretrial in light of the fact that the court had to adjourn the trial date due to the coronavirus. Is there an offer on the table, Ms. Nuccio?
Not at this time, Your Honor. Mr. Jones would need to go to the gun board.
Mr. Shard?
Yes, Your Honor. If at all possible, I know Ms. Nuccio sent me a disc that I think from the scene of the crime. If she doesn't mind, can she send another one? Because the one I have now is not working.
Yes, Mr. Sharg.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Mr. Shard, do you intend to submit a letter to the gun board for consideration, sir?
I definitely will, Your Honor.
And how much time do you need to do so?
Due to the virus, I'm not sure what the procedure is now, or do we have to hand deliver it or send it, or?
No, so you can just email it either to me or directly to Brian Surma. And my understanding is they're meeting every day. Just as they get a letter, they'll meet about it.
Oh, fantastic. If I get a couple of weeks, Your Honor, that would be great.
Now, was Mr. Jones released from the Wayne County Jail due to the pandemic?
Yes.
I couldn't hear you.
Oh, say it again, Mr.
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
So there's been no issues with bond?
No, Your Honor.
Not to my knowledge, Your Honor. And I've talked to the victim a few times.
All right. In light of the fact that we do not have the specially assigned prosecutor, who I believe is Ms. Chandra Baker, and the fact that counsel did not receive a copy of the pre-sentence investigation report, the report's going to find good cause for an adjournment. And I'm going to schedule both matters. For Thursday, July 30th. Mr. Shark, that should give you sufficient time to submit the matter to the gun board. Mr. Brewster?
Yes, ma'am.
When we close the record, if you can kindly call my clerk, give her your email address, and she will fax a copy of the pre-sentence investigation report here.
Oh, very good, Your Honor. July
Is there
30th.
anything? I'm sorry?
July 30th in the morning docket.
Yes, it'll be scheduled for 8:30, sir.
Very good. That's fine.
All right, bond continued. Is there anything else we need to place on the record before we close?
Well, thank you,
No, Your
Judge.
Honor, thank you.
All right, take care.
You too. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, you too, Jeff. Be safe. You have to write the gun board for, wait, let me first call the clerk. First things first. So when do we go back again? Right. I was listening.
Mr. Brewster, you're not muted.
Okay, so we're gonna do the sentencing and also the pretrial. Okay, I have to do it this way. It might be better. 7:30. Take care, dear. Sentencing was a defense counsel did not get a copy of the PSL. All right, go these two back. Let's see who we have now. Mr. Dicker. Good morning, Mr. Dicker.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Are you ready for the court to call your matter?
I am, Your Honor.
I'm gonna bring your client in, okay?
Your Honor, my client was in. My client had to attend a funeral. He did send me proof of that. He was logged in earlier and kept in contact with me until just short of 11 o'clock. I was going to ask the court if the court would allow me to waive his appearance.
I'm bringing him into the meeting now, Mr. Bickert.
Oh, okay.
Give me 1 second, wait for Mr. Thomas.
Yeah, I don't think.
Good morning, Mr. Thomas. What are you looking for? Mr. Thomas. You didn't give it to me. Good morning, Mr. Thomas.
Your Honor, he may still be logged in, but I think the funeral is ongoing right now.
Okay. Your client's already been arraigned, Mr. Bickert?
He has, Your Honor. We were, I think, set for counter conference right before this happened.
Okay. Who is this co-defendant?
Mr. Thomas.
And they're gonna do a plea. It's attorney call.
Can you call this matter for me?
Yes. This is case number 20001207-02. The people of the state of Michigan versus Dorenzo Thomas. This is scheduled for a calendar conference. Appearances for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Daniel Nuccio, P79545 on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court, Tyrone Bickert appearing on behalf of Mr. Dorenzo Thomas, P number 62647, Your Honor. Your Honor, I'm respectfully asking that the court would allow me to waive Mr. Thomas's appearance. Mr. Thomas is at a funeral right now for a very young, basically a newborn child. It's not.
Good morning.
I'm lawyer. I'm here.
Good morning,
Oh, I
Mr.
think that's
Thomas.
Mr. Thomas right now.
Yeah.
All right, do you have the ability to turn on your video, sir?
I'm trying now. I'm okay. Yes.
Okay. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Can you please state your first and last name for the record, sir?
Dorenzo Thomas.
All right, Mr. Thomas, in light of the coronavirus, the court is conducting matters virtually. You have a right to be present in the courtroom. Are you waiving your right to be present this morning for today's proceeding?
Yes.
All right, this matter is scheduled for a calendar conference. Is there an offer on the table?
There is, Your Honor. It would be for Mr. Thomas to plead guilty to the count. He is only charged with count 2. So that is possession of oxycodone. That is a 4-year felony. We will withdraw his habitual offender's second offense. And that is with no sentence agreement, but we will say we don't have an objection to his sentencing under 7411 if eligible.
Mr. Bickert?
Your Honor. Your Honor. 2 matters. One, I wasn't aware of the full details of the offer. We also, between the arraignment and counter conference, we were awaiting discovery with regards to some body cam and possible scout car video. I admit I don't know where that stands as far as with Mr. Thomas's case specifically. Again, the first time that we've had Mr. Thomas's case up. So I would just ask that the court allow me to discuss that offer with Mr. Thomas and also inquire as to those matters and possibly come back in a couple weeks.
Ms. Nuccio, as to the discovery issues?
Your Honor, I haven't heard from Mr. Bickert previously, and I had sent him the offer and a couple other emails trying to get in touch. So I wasn't aware he had discovery issues. I will make that right.
And I apologize for that, Your Honor. It's been a deluge of different emails. I've tried to be very diligent about checking them all and making sure that I just was not aware of, again, the details of Mr. Thomas's offer.
All right, it looks like Mr. Thomas's guidelines are scored at 0 to 6 months.
That's what I calculated, Your Honor.
That sounds about right, Your Honor.
All right, the court will set the matter for a final conference. I'm looking at Thursday, July 23rd at 8:30. Is that a good date for the parties?
Works for the people, Your Honor.
Could you repeat the
time? Your Honor.
July 30th at 8:30.
Okay, thank you. That's cool.
Thank you, Mr. Bickert.
Yes, that's fine, Your Honor. Thank you. That'd be fine.
Is there anything else before we close the record?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Well, Your Honor, I guess this is more with Madam Prosecutor. I do want to inquire as to who I may need to submit materials to with regards to Mr. Thomas. Is it, the normal docket prosecutor? Who's kind of in charge of this case at this point?
It's Brian Surma. Or you can send it to me and I can get it to him as well.
Okay, because I do want to make a specific request for a specific offer. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Nothing,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I continue?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good Good to see you, Mr. Bickert. I hope you had a happy Father's Day, sir.
I try, Your Honor.
All right, you take care. Be safe. Give your family my regards.
I will. Have a good one, Your Honor. Everyone be safe. Talk
All
to
right,
you
man.
soon.
I'm gonna call you. I'm at the funeral right now. I'm gonna call you.
Thomas, I'll call you. All right.
Okay.
Okay, so this, we got a co-defendant. What did you say about the
co-defendant, his attorney called and said that he's gonna take a plea.
Right, but where they at?
Davis' attorney was Scott Wyatt.
Huh?
Tyler Davis, his attorney was Scott Wyatt.
But who did you speak to?
That's
I don't know where they at.
he had checked in and called and.
We're gonna get him back, you and his client. I'm assuming his client's out on bond.
Okay, so the final for the order of custody is fine, right?
Well, I gotta initial it.
Right, okay.
Good morning, Mr. Clements. Good morning, Mr. Clements. Good morning, counsel.
Good morning, Judge. Can you hear me?
We can hear you now, sir. What matter are you checking in on?
Anthony Watson. But we're going to probably have to reschedule his arraignment. I talked to MDOC, and apparently if we do not start and conclude his hearing right in the amount of time indicated on the writ, then they will essentially move on. So we have to figure out when is going to be a good time for us to start exactly at a particular time. And I guess that's the way they need us to do it.
Well, Mr. Clements, believe it or not, I started my docket at 9 a.m., sir. So we started on MDOC check in. We were waiting on you, sir.
I know that. I was not aware that they would just leave. So I'll make sure that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, apparently they have other things to do. All right. I remember Mr. Watson being on the screen, too. All right. Mary. Mary.
The prosecutor on the case is Brandon Carter. I think he's in the waiting room.
No, Brandon has checked out. He had another matter. Mr. Carter had another matter on my docket.
Okay.
All right, let's do this, Mr. Clements. Is he gonna call back in? Okay, no. All right, so what I can do is this, Mr. Clements, because I can only do in custody matters on certain days. So I can reschedule Mr. Watson's arraignment for next Monday on the 29th. It'll be on docket B at 9 a.m.
Okay.
Is that Mary? Yeah. All right, Mary. We had MDOC at one time for Mr. Watson, but because we wasn't able to call his case within a certain amount of time, they have left today's hearings. We have to reschedule it. Okay? We're going to do next Monday. All right, Mr. Clements. All right,
Yeah.
you got Carter here. Can you go ahead and call the case for me, Vivian, just have it on the record?
This is case number 20002351. The people of the state of Michigan versus Anthony Nathaniel Watson. This is scheduled for arraignment on information. Appearances for the record, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Brandon Carter on behalf of the people, P number 81584.
Hey, please, the court, Judge. My name is Adam Clements, P number 7723. 77233, appearing on behalf of the defendant Anthony Watson, who's not present for arraignment on information this morning.
All right, good morning, counsel. As I indicated prior to the case being called, the court began its docket promptly at 9 a.m. MDOC was present along with Mr. Watson. In light of the fact that Mr. Clemens checked in with the court late, apparently MDOC is no longer in the waiting room as it relates to Mr. Watson. So, Mr. Clemens, are you asking for the matter to be rescheduled?
Yes, Judge, I would ask the court to adjourn this matter, and I will ensure that I am here right at the start time.
Any objection, Mr. Carter?
No, Your Honor. No.
All right, so we'll reach out to MDOC, reschedule the matter for next Monday, June 29th. It will be on docket B promptly at 9 a.m.
Judge, I do have the video coordinator's exact extension if anyone needs it.
We got everything together today, Mr. Clemens. You are Mr. Hart, sir.
Okay.
And Judge, if I may, is the court requesting that I do the writ, or is the court going to go ahead and schedule the video call with the DOC?
We'll take care of that.
Okay.
Like we did this morning.
Got it. Yeah.
All right, take care.
Thank you, Judge.
I don't know how you think you can sign in late and talk about nobody waiting for you all day. But I saw some Mr. Harris. Good morning, Mr. Harris.
Judge, do you see a Mr. Scott Wyatt? Him and his client are still waiting.
Nope, they're not in our room.
He said that they're in, but it says something about the host has not started yet. I told him that he's been in there since this morning.
Yep, I'm here.
All right.
Good morning, Mr. Harris. I'm talking to an attorney.
Oh, I thought you said.
Ms. Harris. Mr. Harris. Good morning, Mr. Harris. Good morning, good afternoon, Mr. Harris.
Good afternoon. I'm the House Counsel. I'm just hanging around if you need me, okay?
All right, I don't have any violators today, sir.
Oh, okay. They thought they had a bunch of them. Well, okay, I'll hang around. I'm supposed to be on docket A because it's Judge Bill's. I'll just hang around. If you need me, let me know. If you don't, that's fine.
Yeah, we're almost done with our docket, so.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right, have a good day, sir.
You also.
Money is her money. I said, well, if you're in a relationship with my son, it's your money. She on tomorrow, no, what he got going on with his brother ain't got nothing to do with me. I said, you know what? That's supposed to be your brother.
This will be the last one after David's better court.
Yes, and that's actually Mr. Elder, I believe, DeRay Elder. It says Ash on here, but I think it's Mr. Elder. That's probably why I have notification because we didn't change the attorney's name. Let me see our court files. I believe that's the gentleman that had like a medical issue. Yeah, this is Mr. Elder. that's why they're not present. Can you give them a call and pass me the file back? Well, you gotta add some language to this so we can make sure that the correct language is on the, JOS for Mary. All right, so add this to it, Vivian. This right here, and just put a period and then put to be detained by the Wayne County Sheriff's Department, period, remanded to the Wayne County Jail for transport to MDOC. They said we had to make sure we had that language. So I gotta figure out how to get this attorney, his book into our meeting.
Miss Elder is Durant.
Yep, Durade.
Durade, okay. All right. That's much Wiley's mother.
Ms. Beard,
Yes, Your Honor.
we have just a couple more matters. Hopefully we'll be done in the next 15 minutes, okay?
Okay.
Him and his client.
You and your client? Yes. Yes. He said it's gonna be hard with the client,
Why?
but
You saying difficult for today on short notice?
difficult for today on short notice. It's just difficult for today because it's short notice. That's the only reason.
And his client is out on bond?
Your client is out on bond. Yes.
Ask him, is he available on, July 2nd?
Are you available on July 2nd?
8:30. July 2nd, 8:30.
He said that, he's gonna ask the court to remand it back to.
That's not what I'm asking him. Is he available on that
Yes,
day?
7/2, he's available at 8:30.
All right, tell him we'll send him the Zoom information and make sure he, reaches out to his client.
We'll send you information, make sure you reach out to your client. It's scheduled for July 2nd.
8:30.
At 8:30. You will. Bye-bye.
All that extra stuff there, you remember doing that to me. All right. Today, Mr. Watson. I said June. Ms. Nuccio,
Yes, Judge.
you reach out to the defense counsel on the Davis matter. That's our
Yeah,
last matter. Thank you.
no problem.
Okay, so I emailed Mary about Mr. Watson. I'll give you Watson. Move him to the 29.
That would be the same Anthony Watson that was on for today, correct?
Yes.
I tried looking him up prior to your email.
He was on here this morning.
Because what I'm getting ready to say is he's not in the MDLC. I can't find him.
Well, he's somewhere because he appeared
Your,
today.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, Mary. I just talked to Mr. Wyatt on the Davis matter. He said he and Mr. Davis, I guess, were in the wrong Zoom meeting. I just sent him the link, so they should be trying to get on momentarily.
All right, thank you, Ms. Nuccio.
Oh, of course.
Mary? Okay, what were you saying?
When you this time from MDLC, there's 4 of them out there, but none of them match the birth date of the one that's on the docket for today. It's like 5 different Anthony Watsons out there.
But I don't know how it happened, but they did check in today.
Okay.
So what the issue was is that his attorney checked in late. So whatever facility he's in, they only have a certain amount of time to hold their hearings.
And they let it go. I looked him up.
Okay.
I heard you talking to Mr. Clinton.
Okay, but how did we get it set up there? Did the prosecutor's office do it?
I didn't do him.
Oh.
I'm sure I didn't do him. But I can see if I can locate him.
Computer audio. Can anybody hear me?
Hey, good afternoon, Mr. Wyatt. How are you?
I'm doing good, Judge Walker. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. We're just waiting for your client to join us, okay?
I'm sorry.
We're just waiting for your client to join the meeting.
I just sent him the link and he should be here shortly.
Oh, there he is.
Mr. Davis, can you hear me?
Yes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Davis.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good, sir. Sorry about the confusion today.
No problem.
All right, counsel, are you ready for the court to call the case?
I am, Judge.
This is case number 20001207-01. The people of the state of Michigan versus Tyler Davis. This is scheduled for a calendar conference. Appearance for the record, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Daniel Nuccio, P79545, on behalf of the people.
Scott Lyon on behalf of Mr. Davis, P7130.
All right, good afternoon, council. Good afternoon, Mr. Davis. Mr. Davis, if you could please state your first and last name for the record, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. Tyler Davis.
All right, Mr. Davis, due to the coronavirus, the court is conducting matters virtually. You have a right to be present in the courtroom for today's proceeding. Are you waiving your right to be present this afternoon?
Yes.
All right, this matter is scheduled for a calendar conference this morning. It's my understanding that there's a plea offer.
Yes, Your Honor. That would be for Mr. Davis to plead to the reduced charge of attempt carrying a concealed weapon. That is a 2.5-year felony with a sentence agreement of 2 years of probation.
That is correct, Judge. And for the record, my client has read the plea form that I believe is before the court, and he's been advised of all of his rights that he gives up in accepting a plea.
Is that true, Mr. Davis?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, can we swear the defendant?
Can you raise your right hand?
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, you can take your hand down.
All right, Mr. Davis, can you state your name and age for the record, sir?
Yes. Tyler Davis, 24.
And Mr. Davis, are you a U.S. citizen, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you on probation or parole?
No.
All right, I have a plea offer that indicates in exchange for a guilty plea to a reduced count of attempt carrying a concealed weapon, which is a 2.5-year felony, the people agree to a sentence agreement of 2 years probation. Is that your understanding of the plea offer, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Correct statement of the terms?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge.
All right, Mr. Davis, are you satisfied with your attorney's legal advice and representation, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And have you had an opportunity to read the written statement of trial rights that are listed on the plea form 1A through I?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand the trial rights which you're entitled?
Yes, I do.
You understand that you have a right to remain silent and to confront your accusers?
Yes, I do.
If your plea is accepted, do you understand that you will not have a trial of any kind, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions about your trial rights?
No, I do not.
Has anyone threatened you or forced you to plead guilty?
No.
Has anyone promised you anything beyond what's in the plea agreement?
No, Your Honor.
If your plea is accepted, do you understand that you'll be given up any claim that the plea was a result of promises or threats not disclosed to this court?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is it your voluntary choice to plead guilty?
Yes, it is.
And do you acknowledge that you read, understand, and you're waiving your trial rights this afternoon, sir?
Yes.
If your plea is accepted, do you understand that you'll give up the right to appeal certain issues that might have been available after the conclusion of a trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
Further, any appeal from your conviction and sentence will be by application for leave to appeal and not by right. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, I do.
Or how do you wish to plead a one count of attempt carrying a concealed weapon?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Or at this time, the prosecutor is going to ask you some questions to establish factual basis for your guilty plea. You want to listen to her questions and answer verbally, okay?
Okay.
All right, Mr. Davis, on January 27th, 2020, were you at or near the area of Maxwell and East Warren, City of Detroit, County of Wayne?
Yes, I was.
And did you have a pistol concealed on your person?
Yes, I did.
And then you went into a vehicle with that pistol?
Yes.
And you do not have a concealed pistol license, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. People are satisfied, Your Honor.
Defense is satisfied, Judge.
Counsel, are you aware of any promises, threats, or inducements other than those already stated on the record?
No, Your Honor.
No, Judge.
Court comply with Rule 6.302.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge.
All right, Mr. Davis, the court's going to accept your guilty plea. Bond continued. The court is looking at August 6th for a sentencing date. Is that a good date for the attorneys?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge, that's fine.
All right, Ms. Nuccio, you'll forward a copy of the investigator's report to Vivian.
Yep, already in my pile.
All right, anything else before we close the record?
No, Your Honor.
How will my client know when to go to probation? And
I
can he
am
be,
going with the assumption that probation will reach out to him. Mr. Davis, can we get a good cell phone number for you, sir?
Yes, no problem. It is 586-229-7682.
All right, do we have a number to the probation office? No. Yes. All right, Mr. Davis, Vivian is going to give you a number to the probation office, okay?
Yeah, no problem. Can I just get a pen? I have a pen.
313
Okay.
224
Okay.
7935.
Perfect.
So you just let them know that you pled this afternoon. You have an August 6th date, and they should set up a time to interview you, okay?
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, you take care of yourself, sir.
Thank you very much. You as well, Your Honor.
Well, enjoy the rest of your afternoon, Mr. Wyatt.
thank you, Judge. Madam Prosecutor, everybody have a great day.
Thank you. You
Madam
too,
Clerk.
Mr. Wyatt.
All right, Ms. Nuccio, you good on that end?
I think so.
Okay, Mr. Elder is on the what's his name? Baton Court.
Okay.
We scheduled it for July 2nd at 8:30, okay?
Okay. Perfect.
All right, you enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you on Thursday.
Thanks. You too. I'll see you Thursday.
All right, Ms. Beard, that's our docket, ma'am. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
You too. Stay safe, stay healthy.
You as well.
Thank you, ma'am.